What's up, guys? Welcome back to DCS World and welcome back aboard the A-10C for another tutorial. Today we're going to take a look at a advanced targeting technique using mark points to set up multiple targets to which we can effectively ripple precision guided weapons off and have them hit each individual target. And for our example today, we're going to be using 2,000 pound GBU 31 JDAMs. You could do this with cluster bombs as well, like the CBU 103, 105, or the smaller JDAM, but it works best with GPS guided weapons. You could theoretically use Mavericks this way, but it'd be a little bit finicky. You'd have to actually lock each Maverick, and yeah, I would just rather use JDAMs with this method. I think it works really well. So, little bit of setup we have to do. We're going to look down. We need to look over at our CDU, and the steer point switch we need to change from either mission or flight plan to mark. See that there? That dial is now set to mark. That means we are now using mark points instead of regular steer points. We also need to make sure our current SPI is set to the steer point. So the way we do that is we do TMS aft long. And now we have STPT in the lower left of the HUD. That indicates our SPI is provided by the current steer point. We also want to go over here and obviously make sure our master arm is on and our TGP is on because we need the TGP. Got my TGP set up on the right here as usual, and what we're going to do is we're going to use the TGP to set up mark points. So let's get set up here. In fact, I'll zoom in on the TGP so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to go into white hot mode. Let's zoom in. FOV in. And we're going to create a mark point right in the middle of these guys, if I can line it up. Right about there should be good. The way we create a mark point is with the TMS right short. So you're going to click the TMS right. You're not going to hold it, you're just going to click it. TMS right short. The first time we've done anything really different with the TMS. So TMS right short here, that's created a mark point. Let's look over at this group of targets. Zoom on in. Let's say right about there, TMS right short. Look over again. On zoom, damn it. There we go. TMS right short. Zoom out and look over. Zoom in. And TMS right short. Okay. Unpause the camera and look forward. We now have 4 mark points. And if you look, I'm going to zoom in on the HUD. Down here, our current steer point is now a mark point. So we're using mark points as steer points. And also because our steer point is providing our SPI, these mark points are our SPI. I can even snap the targeting pod back to bore sight. You see the TGP diamond there. We're not even going to use it anymore. So now, what I can do is I can do DMS. Got to make the HUD soy. So HUD soy with coolie up short. We can use our DMS up and down to cycle through the mark points. So you see the mark points on my HUD there. So you got mark point A, B, C, and D. Each of these, while they're selected, is our SPI. And we can use that for a CCRP drop of our GBU 31s. So let's get unpaused.
Warning,
Oops.
autopilot.
Fly towards the target here. Get ourselves into CCRP mode. And with the autopilot on, if we look, as I switch the mark points, my azimuth steering line changes because each of those mark points is my speed while it's selected. And we're going to use that for our target. So we're going to start with mark point A. And the way we're going to do this is once we're in range, we're going to be in range, press and hold weapon release to drop the bomb, switch the mark point, press and hold weapon release, switch the mark point, press and hold weapon release, switch the mark point, rinse and repeat until all the bombs are gone. Should be pretty simple, and we should have 4 bombs going onto 4 separate spread out targets fairly effectively. So stand by while we get into range. Alright, we're in range right about now, so let's do it. 1 away, switch mark point. 1 away, switch mark point. 1 away,
pull up.
Switch mark point, and last bomb away. Now let's watch. Boom, boom, boom. Where'd my third one? There it is. Boom. So we got 4 shacks. There, 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 and there. Pretty cool, right? You can get a lot of bombs on a lot of different targets over a fairly wide area in a single pass using mark points. And it's really, really powerful, especially with big, beefy JDAMs or your CBU 103 and 105 cluster bombs. Now, one thing I do want to point out about mark points before we go, every time you drop a weapon, there's a mark point generated called mark point Z, mark point Zulu. Now, what that mark point signifies is the location of your last weapon drop. So for right now, mark point Z would be probably in line with mark point Delta, but just about for any weapon drop, mark point Zulu will represent your last spot that you dropped a weapon on. So that's a little bit handy to recall if you need to drop another bomb somewhere, or you weren't sure where you last dropped a munition, something along those lines. But that's really all I have to say about using mark points. Pretty straightforward. Just need to remember that the command to set the mark point is TMS right short, and you should be good to go. You can set mark points with any sensor. TGP is usually the best. Anyway, I hope that helps you guys, and I will catch you guys next video. Take care.